Surviving Adulthood. We're Surviving Adulthood. I'm Tenile J.
And I'm Andy. And welcome back for all of our new subscribers. Welcome to our podcast. And we are happy to have you here. And we're about to dive
on into it. So, catch up. We're going to catch up first, though. What's new?
Girl. My son just made 18.
Yeah.
So that has been, I'm grown type of,
feeling situation.
he trying to be grown. My daughter is about to go to high school.
A lot of transition.
Yeah, so lots of transitions. Look, my niece that is our podcast director or media marketing, she about to be 21.
Right.
So
Can legally drink.
Ooh, listen, legally.
That's the key word.
But yeah, so life has been good. Like you said, lots of transitions. Just figuring out what's next. We're back filming, so this feels good. Trying to get back on our schedule and our routine of how do we fit our Surviving Adulthood podcast within us actually surviving adulthood. So
yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Well, we are filming this a day after Father's Day.
Yeah.
So I'm tired. Father's Day was a nice, busy day. Celebrated with the husband, the dad, the brother-in-law, cousins, all the people. So it was nice, but I'm tired. But good. Like it's summer break.
Yes.
Speaking of transition, my son he's going to middle school, so no more elementary.
It's a whole different ballgame.
It is. I'm nervous, and so we'll see how it is because, kids is wild, and their parents are even more wild. So we'll see what it looked like. Hopefully at some point in time we get back to community in a real way. So we'll see. And then the baby, she's still go to daycare, and so there's no real transition. Well, we almost fully potty trained, so we're almost there. So so
look, she's really a big girl. She got her little backpack.
She's like backpack. I'm like, okay. She want to do everything on her own. So that's been my transitions. But we have Am I the Asshole from Reddit.
All right.
And so we're gonna get into that. Let's see. All right. So am I the asshole for telling my husband he's too broke to be so sexist? All right. So my husband comes from a traditional family. His mom is a stay-at-home mom. His father was a sole provider. I come from the opposite. My mother pretty much was forbidden from ever being financially dependent on a man, and drilled that into me early on. My husband worked hard. Excuse me, Lord. My husband worked hard to unlearn the values he saw at home. He more than often pulled his weight at home, was engaged in present father and genuine partner. The one thing that grinds my gears is how much weight he puts on the opinions of his family. I get that we all want our parents to be proud of us, but this is too much. So she says, my in-laws are staying with us for 2 weeks. Our usual, what is this? She's English, I don't know all these abbreviations. I guess MO, okay, whatever, that's slow. Our usual MO is, I'm like, what the hell?
She's like, I don't know what this.
I don't know, because she got this ILS, and I don't know, okay, anyways. So our usual is, she preps breakfast. We all eat lunch at work or school, and my husband makes dinner. So she said we have a cleaner, but she's on holiday. Yeah, so she's European, okay. So anyways, so in the meantime, we're doing everything ourselves. So she said, this is how we've always done it, and it works. My in-laws hate that I'm the one of those modern women. They hate that I work. They hate that I don't find my purpose in being a wife and mother. They hate that my husband pulls his weight at home. We spoke pretty frankly, early on, where I established my boundaries and I told them I won't be chastised about how I live my life in my home. I know that's right. When I am a guest in their home, I accommodate their ways and play and do their dishes. They have, for the most part, respected this. I got home yesterday after work, tired and starving. I typically get home at 3:30 and we eat at 5. So I said quickly hellos and ran up for a pre-dinner shower. What is a pre-dinner shower? Anyways, when I came down, I went to the kitchen to help set up for dinner and found nothing ready. I asked my husband about it, but he wouldn't look at me, and his mother answered that he hadn't cooked anything. She told me I needed to do my duty as his wife and cook for my family. My coward of a husband still wasn't looking at me. I just walked away and ordered takeout. I dished up for me and my kids, and we sat at the table to eat. My husband and his parents served themselves and then joined us. My mother-in-law was still going on about how wrong I was and how a failure I was. I asked my husband if he had anything to say. He said his mother had a point and it wouldn't hurt if I act more like a proper woman. I know, right? So took better care of my home and children. Oh, no, you didn't. He said,
and never said nothing until his mama got there, but go on.
Right. And so he said tradition was tradition for a reason, and it was a kind of insulting that I thought I was too good for how he was raised. This is where I might be the asshole. I told him tradition won't allow a man on $35K to support a family of 5. And he was too broke to be so sexist. He looked hurt and I saw tears welling in his eyes. That's making me crack a laugh in my spirit. Okay, so he excused himself from the table. I regret saying this in front of our children, but him saying that to me after I'm busting my ass to clean up his mess on top of having to deal with his parents was too much. Am I the asshole? So what you think?
Not at all. And not like that, okay, so let me rewind, because of course, like, you know, y'all are partners, y'all are in the relationship, but what he should have done was had a side conversation with her in the beginning. Like, don't allow your mother to speak for you if that's something that you have been feeling, because maybe that was a feeling, but he felt more courage because his mom said something and he needed a little boost, boost to say something. But no, like, we're supposed to be a team. So while you over here talking about I need to be cooking dinner now, and all of a sudden because your mom is here, but you know what I do? I get up and go to work because, like she said, your money is not taking care of the household.
It's not going to carry us far.
Either we partners or we not. Yeah. So you want me to be the housewife? I don't mind cooking, cleaning, and
but then you gotta take care of the financial responsibility.
Yeah, you need to be able to handle the weight. So by all means, go ahead.
No, I agree, and I would have been said something. I would have said something to his mom, and I would have been like, "You can excuse yourself. I think your business is ending today.
Yeah,
and
this is my house.
Yeah, like she said, like I accommodate you at your house. Right. You're not gonna disrespect me in my own. And then, like she said, her coward for her husband. I mean, I get it. Like she said, she wished that she hadn't said it, especially in front of their kids. But you know, they need to hear that because so you have a understanding. And I don't know the ages of the kids, right? But hopefully they were old enough to understand the entire argument. You know. And one, don't ever disrespect my mom and talk down to her. Right. And like she said in her in this post, that they do have a cleaning person, but they all clean. So not only is she working, but she's cleaning.
Yes, it's teamwork. Yeah. So that has been our routine. And she even said in the beginning, like, they have their meals, like you know,
they have their way
like breakfast
she preps breakfast and he makes dinner. Yeah. So if I did my part, I make breakfast and then I come home, I'm starving. Right. It would have been more than, I would have said more than that.
Because clearly he was already at home.
Yeah.
So
I would have been real pissed off.
You and your mama was at home. How about your mother should have cooked dinner while
she
was here? She visited. Yeah. Thank you. You see
Let me make my grandkids and the family a meal, you know, to take a load off, you know, for this one day.
But that's entitlement.
And it's selfishness, really. And also too that the boundaries, like the boundaries, like she said that she said it early on. You know, the wife did, but the mother, she never respected the boundaries, and so it was up to her husband to help enforce those boundaries.
Absolutely.
And he felt really the both of them, himself and his wife. So he did a disservice to their marriage. But it couldn't be me, and no, Miss Ma'am, you're not the asshole, because I would have said something way worse. So, and I would have called him a coward too, instead of
and probably in front of the kids.
Yeah, I would have been yo coward ass.
And go ahead and go with your mama when she leaves.
Yeah, so
all y'all can pack your bags and go.
Yeah, because you're not the type of partner I want. That's crazy. Yeah. So, and also too, he must be feeling insecure.
For sure.
So,
because then he was getting ready to cry.
Yeah. Now you crying. Now you excusing yourself.
Excuse me.
You excusing yourself from the dinner table with your eyes welling up with tears. But
good day.
Yeah.
But no, ma'am.
No.
You are not the asshole.
No. So, just a reminder to make sure y'all follow, subscribe, hit the like button,
and share.
And share, yes. You know, when we have something on Patreon, make sure y'all go and check that out. Yeah. So moving right along, and speaking of transitions and your son being 18, something that came out recently that I actually posted on my story. It says the House passes defense bill automatically registering men of 18 to 24. So that's really wild, because something like that hasn't been mandatory in a very long time. And so let's see.
I feel like the last time that it may have been when I was in high school. Like, I feel like they had did something similar. Did you see any stats? We'll have to look at some stats.
I don't know. I'm gonna write down this
when
really
the last
quickly.
time that happened, but I vaguely remember something similar happening. But
so let's see. In this article from Fox News that I pulled up. So it says it was part of the annual National Defense Authorization Act, so the NDAA, which sets out the U.S. government's military national security priorities over the next fiscal year. So let's see, when the last time. So it says, while it hasn't been invoked in over half of a century, so it's been a long time. It's been mandatory for all male U.S. citizens to register for selective service, also known as the military draft. So that's where it was, the military draft.
Got it.
When you turn 18, and you had to go.
Right.
So failure to register is classified as a felony and comes with a host of legal challenges. So, what would that look like, you know, for like the young men of that age range for us out here in the Bay Area? As we know, like, the Bay Area is taking a lot of, I don't know, hits and changes, with like there is still great community in here in the Bay Area, but we just need more of it.
Right.
And we need less violence, and just a bit more of a balance, because I feel like the balance is tipped. And so what would that look like, you know, for those who are in that age range? What would that look like?
That's a lot. When I saw that post, I was like, half of me was like, ooh, this is something that we almost need, right? To be able to change some of the things that have been happening. Maybe some of these young men do need something
Like
that
some
can,
structure.
you know,
more than like structure, because I think that
you know,
is
it's because
a
one
hard
is
thing to
almost
go
like it's forced, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this your only option, but you're not doing nothing anyway. So let's set you up, you know, like I say, set you up for success.
Right.
And this where we need help, right? But
Right.
then you also start thinking about it and like, you know, you start diving more into the politics side of it and be like, no, like it have to be another way, like.
Well, because our taxpayer dollars are going towards this. Let's see, what did I read?
And it's also like, you know, this the bottom fish. We just don't, because that's what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm supposed to be forced, and I don't even know what's going on at a higher level or why I'm getting called out to do this.
So this was led by a Democrat in Pennsylvania, Chrissy Houlihan, Representative Chrissy Houlihan, in passing the House Armed Services Committee version of the NDAA in May.
And is it really across the board? Are we going to be seeing a whole bunch of young black men and Hispanics, or are we going to see everybody on the front lines?
Well, that's interesting. I mean, that's a good point to bring up, but only time will tell, right? Yeah, it says the NDAA advanced through the committee in an overwhelmingly 57-1 vote. So it's something that I guess they really felt like they need or want for whatever, not for whatever reason, but this is something to think about, right? Because we have the fight in Gaza, we have things going on in Congo. I don't know where they will.
Right, where they're gonna put people, but yeah.
It says the NDAA also included the largest ever military pay raise in history, with a 19.5% increase for junior enlisted troops and a 4.5% increase for others. So like even more of an incentive for those who will be going into service, into the military.
Yeah. And I have family that has went into the military and they're doing very well for themselves right now. So it's not that, you know what I'm saying, like it's the end of the world, but when someone says like, this is what you have to do.
Yeah, that just changes everything.
Change the dynamic of, you know. But I remember in high school, like we used to have them come to our school.
But it wasn't mandatory.
Like show,
it was just like they were recruiting. Yeah, it was just recruiting.
I don't think they do that.
Oh,
so it's like that. It's almost like a scare tactic. Like, oh, when you turn this age, this is what you have to do.
Yeah, I remember in high school they did the same thing.
You know, like,
but
what type of
this is different from recruiting to like mandatory.
Yeah.
But it does say that the NDA passed the House in a 217 to 199 vote, but it's unlikely to be taken up by the Senate. So, like, even though the House passed it,
right,
the Senate has not. So it says Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who was a Democrat of New York, blasted the bill on Friday afternoon over the inclusion of the amendments curbing funding for abortion, transgender medical care, and diversity efforts. So, I mean, we'll see where this actually lands. So, I guess you can say this is a developing story, but like to your point when you say, oh, you know, when you tell this is like tender moments, if you will, in your adult life, early on as a young adult. And like you said, it's different when you say you have to, your choices made up for you. So I wonder what that would look like in a time where, you know, technology is way more advanced. The things that are going on, in particular in the Bay Area, what would that look like? Not only for those men, but for all of our families, right? And so, if they told you, hey, you know, your son, you need to go. You know, he just turned 18. His life is, you know, he has all his life ahead of him. What would that look like? What are your thoughts? What would you do?
And we just talked about this before we started filming about, like, him being grown.
Oh, yeah,
You're not grown. You know, there are very much things that he still needs help and assistance with. And I was just thinking, I was like, you know, damn, when I was 18, I already had, you know, a 2-year-old by that time. And the mature level, like, thinking about that, like, it's not there in a lot of ways that I've seen.
Well, that's another thing too, right? So then, like the maturity factor, like I guess even like any other time, if you go ahead and do something that you're not mature or ready for, you know, how will that impact you? And I guess it can go only one or two ways, like really well or really bad.
Yeah, because you just don't know until you in it.
Yeah. So I mean,
definitely got to do a little bit more digging and find out a little bit more about.
Well, I guess it's developing. I mean, the Senate seems like they're gonna say no, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But thoughts, right? This is we always think because we live in the United States, like things can't touch us, but they very much can.
Absolutely.
And we're not untouchable.
We're just a little more spoiled.
Yeah. And also too entitled.
Yeah, very much.
And so, but yeah, what do y'all think? You know, what would y'all do? You know,
What have y'all done?
Yeah,
you know,
because
I'm sure people have been in this situation.
Yeah, people even when they have the choice.
Right.
You know, what did y'all? If you have people that are family members that are part of the military, how did your families prepare for that?
Right.
You know, and in the midst of even going through it. So yeah, you know, but what else do we have? Is that it? I think that's it, you guys. We want to again always tell you subscribe, share, like, comment, subscribe to all the things. Check in and tap in with us. Send us questions, send us videos, you know. Maybe we can add you into, you know, some promo, whatever, you know, or, you know, put you a part of the episode. You have questions or anything like that. So, you know, we all
and submit your, you know, Reddit has been a new thing in our podcast. So the more you submit questions, we're able to find things that apply to you and, you know, be able to dive in a little deeper.
Yes. So I guess that's it for me. But we are survivors. Okay, we are a podcast that are not only trying to survive but thrive, right? So thrive with us as we survive adulthood. See y'all next time.
Bye.